This person was violent. You might even say sadistic.
And that's now at 10. A man is accused of luring an underage girl with a dating app, then offering her a sex contract. Cases like this happen more often than we think. Tonight at 10, what it takes to get the victims the help they need.
A car found in the bottom of a canal, left there for decades, and it looks like it. But it could still offer investigators clues as to what happened, the evidence that could still be left behind.
These people went to great lengths to try to get this done. Like, there was no battery in this car.
And a man is caught red-handed with a paper trail that led police to a high-end car. What brought police to him in the first place?
You're watching Fox 13, and the 10 o'clock news starts now.
Good evening and welcome here on this Friday. I'm Mark Wilson.
And I'm Allie Corey. Thanks for joining us. First tonight at 10, Hernando County deputies wonder if more victims of this man are still out there. They arrested 56-year-old James Houlis for sexual battery and human trafficking. They say he used one victim and a dating app to lure an underage girl to a house before giving her a so-called sex contract.
I'll tell you, from everyone I've talked to, they have described him as being extremely controlling and manipulative in terms of how he treats women.
Advocates who work with human trafficking victims say it happens more than you think. Just this week, 2 victims were rescued from another trafficker in Tampa. They are often hiding in plain sight. Fox 13's Kylie Jones is live for us in Tampa tonight. So, Kylie, there's really a big push here to end human trafficking in the state. Tell us about it.
Allie, absolutely, and it's unfortunately ongoing as we've seen. It's needed. That case we learned about today stemmed from a call about a runaway teen. In 2021, the Human Trafficking Hotline said Florida had the 3rd highest number of calls. Advocates say technology today is a predator's playground. To report human trafficking, you can call Sail of Freedom's hotline. That number is at the bottom of your screen. It's 1-888-8-FREE-ME. Live tonight in Tampa, Kylie Jones, Fox 13 News.
And Kylie, thanks. There is now closure for a St. Pete family tonight. The Monroe County Sheriff says they have found Linda Villa's body. She was down in the Keys with her husband and son when their boat caught on fire. We told you earlier this week she was presumed dead, and crews found her body today. Her husband and son are in critical condition at a Miami hospital.
Also developing here tonight at 10, crews have finally pulled this car up from the bottom of the canal in Lake Tarpon. They've been working on this thing for several days here. Well, some speculated the car could be tied to a cold case involving twin teenage girls who disappeared from their Florida home 40 years ago. However, Pinellas County detectives can't yet say if the two could be related. Now, there's not a lot left of the car. It looks like just a big piece of mangled metal, but forensic experts tell us that there's still a story here to be found inside. Fox 13's Aaron Mesmer has been following this one. Joins us now in studio to explain how. Aaron, what have you learned?
Mark, when you look at that car, I mean, it is almost hard to believe that investigators could find any clues in it, but it's possible, according to a forensic expert over at USF. Pinellas County Sheriff's Office hasn't commented on the investigation into the vehicle. As for the McDaniels case, the Broward County Sheriff's Office has said there's no indication so far that this car is connected to the girl's disappearance, Mark.
Sounds good. All right, Aaron Mesmer with us. Aaron, thanks. Also tonight, a 22-year-old's facing very serious charges after causing a massive crash today by going the wrong way on Interstate 4. He tied up traffic for hours. Happened early this morning in Seffner, and yeah, this is the mess that troopers say he caused. Investigators say Artis Singan was drunk when he got behind the wheel, caused a chain reaction crash. Took 2 hours for rescuers to free one driver who was stuck upside down in one of those trucks. And for Linda Unfried, who has been with Mothers Against Drunk Driving for many years, this hits far too close to home.
It brings back for me personal memories because my sister Josie was killed, and while it wasn't a wrong way crash, he crossed the center line. He was twice the legal limit, and that's crazy.
Yeah, you might say so. 5 cars were involved in the crash, including Singan's. 4 other drivers survived, but they were not hurt, thankfully. As for the suspect, Singan faces DUI with great bodily injury charges.
Well, new tonight at 10, it was a high-end heist at the Classic Car Museum in Sarasota County. A 1977 Porsche worth up to $250,000 disappeared last month. But thankfully, investigators were able to find the pricey possession and put a man behind bars. Fox 13's Justin Matthews is in our studio tonight. So, Justin, how'd they track him down?
Hey, Allie, it's pretty crazy how it all unraveled. Law enforcement tracked Daniel Boyce down and arrested him last week on a warrant for grand theft auto, totally unrelated to the car museum burglary. But the Sarasota County Police Department says detectives found some paperwork, a fraudulent tag and title for that stolen Porsche, and slapped Boyce with even more charges. Yeah, the Sarasota Police Department says Boyce is facing a charge of scheming to defraud over $50,000. That's related to the Porsche tag and title. He's considered a person of interest, though, at this point for the actual burglary. Now, police say an alarm did sound the night of the burglary, and detectives are investigating surveillance. Also, Sarasota PD has the Porsche right now. It's unclear as to when it'll be back home at the museum. Allie and Mark.
Pretty amazing detective work right there.
Yeah, that is a wild story.
Glad the car is home.
Thanks, Justin.
Yeah.
Well, just hours after new charges for the former president, he's spending time in the Hawkeye State.
So are other GOP hopefuls, though, how the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case could still impact the election next year.
And you know, when someone is battling cancer, they are worried about a lot of things: time, money, family, and treatments. Well, now Moffitt Cancer Center is lowering the burden. We're going to explain how. Hey, Paul.
Day today, numerous showers and storms. In fact, some places north of Tampa Bay, up by Lutz and Lander Lakes, and over 3 inches of rain. Pretty quiet now. 80 outside on our Sky Tower cam. All you need to know for your weekend forecast coming up in a few minutes. It does include rain. We'll have that in about 5 minutes. Take care.
Well, new tonight at 10, we all know someone or know of someone who's battling cancer. And the treatments aren't the only draining part of this process on the body, but it's also draining on the mind and the wallet. And now Moffitt Cancer Center is expanding their telehealth program so that they can take away some of the burden on patients. Well, Moffitt Cancer Center tells us that the patient has to give permission to access the data. And they also tell us that if anyone is interested in being part of this initiative, to just ask their doctor.
Well, it can be unbearable outside because of the heat right now. And Florida's not alone by far. The National Weather Service warns that this string of record-breaking temperatures will likely persist. This heat wave is expected to extend into the weekend across the Northeast and into the Mid-Atlantic. And with the hot temperatures here in Florida right now, you've probably seen your electric bill lately. It's quite a bit higher than usual for a lot of people. Your AC unit is working overtime. There are a few ways to try to save money, though. TECO recommends to us that some short-term and long-term solutions are maybe replacing your light bulbs and adjusting your day-to-day behaviors. And they say that can help. They suggest keeping your thermostat at 78 degrees during the summer. In the long term, you can insulate your home. You can add energy-efficient windows. Those can save a significant amount of money on your energy bills, none of which is cheap, again, in the short term.
No,
but you're playing the long game here.
Yes.
It does work.
I mean, we were just talking about insulating houses last night because we were all talking about how our bills were the highest we've seen in a while.
It's the highest ever been.
Yeah.
You can go outside and you can look at that meter and it's spinning so fast, like it's going to fly off the wall.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Is it going to stop, Paul? I mean, come on.
Well, for us, it's November. For the rest of the country, probably before then.
Yeah.
This is typically the hottest time of year around the country is the last 2 weeks in July. August, the days start getting shorter, but you know, for us, we got a ways to go for sure. Busy day today, lots of storms. We were busy tracking storms and led for a good sunset. Hey, these tropical sunsets can be spectacular. How about this? South Jetty down in Venice, BB Barkus, good sky, and then we had double rain. The inbox today was jammed with double rainbows. This one was spectacular. This is up by Dade City. And how about this? Picnic Island. I mean, talk about a tropical sky with kind of sun lighting or sunlit rain off in the distance. David Scharf sent that to me on my Facebook page. Quiet now. It's 80 downtown. We'll stay partly cloudy tonight. Oh, look at this. New York City live. The colors, it was what are the colors for? It's the Premier League has a summer series in the United States, and those colors are to kind of celebrate the Premier League, big soccer league in the UK. 86 degrees right now in Midtown Manhattan, and dew points are near 70. It's a sticky night in the Big Apple. Heat continues, 93 degrees at 9 o'clock St. Louis time, 80 in Chicago, 88 New York, 82 in Atlanta, 95 degrees in Dallas. Look at the rainfall distribution today. Again, some places got nothing. I mean, big open gap from near Orlando through most of Polk County down I-4, but decent rains in northern Hillsborough, Pasco, kind of a sea breeze line, and along this line, 3 inches plus. Good rain in Pinellas today. Not enough in Manatee, and some decent rains down by Northport, Englewood, and Venice. Highlands County had some rain, so hopefully tomorrow we'll kind of fill in these gaps as more summer storms get going, and will favor the West Coast during the afternoon. As of now, the only rain that's left that's worth really talking about is some rain near Anna Maria. That's down by the mouth of Tampa Bay. That will eventually drift northwest and die out. I think that's really all we have. Yeah, storms, good light show. If you're watching me down in Venice and Englewood and near the beach, look west. Big thunderstorm putting out some good lightning, moving away, and then inland it's all quiet. Quiet Highlands County, and then most of Polk County is rain-free. More showers and storms. There's a tropical wave. In fact, you can see a circulation up by South Carolina, actually Georgia into South Carolina. This is the wave that we were talking about a couple of days ago for potential tropical development east of the Bahamas. It never developed. However, it did move onshore, has a rotation and helping to produce rain in the southeast. There is a big wave in the tropical Atlantic, and this has a pretty good chance of becoming a tropical depression or a tropical storm, either maybe not late this weekend, I'd say early next week. If it does develop, more than likely it'll curve in a weakness in the ridge and stay east of land, east of the continental United States. No tropical threats at all in our future anytime soon. There's the development, and there's the spin out to sea on the Fox model. 80 in Tampa, 78 in Brooksville, 82 in Sarasota. Quiet night across most of our state. Showers and thunder showers are diminishing. And then tomorrow, with a light southeast wind, it should get pretty active again in the afternoon. Rainfall chances 50, 60%. Tonight, partly cloudy, 79. Tomorrow, dry in the morning. Afternoon storms, 93. More of a west wind developing on Sunday, so best chance of rain should be inland. Pretty good beach day on Sunday, 93. It looks like the west wind comes back next week as we have temperatures staying in the mid-90s. Back to you.
All righty, Paul, thanks. We have a reminder, if you typically wake up with Good Day, as many people do, Good Day is airing the Women's World Cup, and it's altering our schedule. So that means tomorrow, from 6 a.m. until 10 a.m., you're going to want to turn over to one of these streaming options to catch our Good Day team. Our streaming schedule will vary from day to day, but we're going to keep you up to date. We're still doing the news, when and where you can find your local news as well. So make sure you try each of these. In the meantime, we'll be right back.
Saturday, it's baseball night in America on Fox. Get on this level. Fox Saturday baseball all season long. Randy Arozarena and the Rays battle Alex Bregman and the Astros. It's baseball night in America, Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox.
Fox 13's Sky Tower Radar is sponsored by Farah & Farah, Tampa's accident attorneys.
If you've been injured, we're prepared and ready to help. Call Farah & Farah anytime.
Well, it's been called Florida's sweetest attraction. Mixon's Fruit Farm drew in thousands of people from across the country and beyond. Many came for fresh citrus and, of course, their orange ice cream. But now it's the end of an era. After more than 80 years in Manatee County, they are closing their doors.
It's sad, but a sign of the times. They're hoping their legacy will live on with citrus disease, rising insurance. The Mixons made the difficult decision just to put their property up for sale, and they have some valuable property. Their shop and cafe closes tomorrow. Their church plans on buying the main building, while Manatee County explored, at least, purchasing the 39-acre property for a park. The U.S. government sold the land to Joseph Braden, which Bradenton was named after many, many years ago. So it's a piece of history the owners hoping will remain.
It needs to be a place where people can still come and still get married here and have a community garden and have path trails that they can walk and still do the animals. That is our dream, is that they vote that it happens.
An auction of items from the farm will be held September 7th through the 9th, and they'll have the cafe open for those 3 days. Janet Mixon, by the way, is planning to open a food truck that'll serve up her famous orange ice cream and Cuban sandwiches at events all around the community. They've really become a treasured gem there, aside from the sweet
I'm happy
treats.
to see that we can still access it somewhere.
We can.
Find out where those community events are happening.
And the officer shot while trying to take down a mass shooter is now finally home from the hospital tonight.
The one thing he is looking forward to most this weekend.
Also, several GOP presidential candidates making their voices heard, getting out their policies out at a big dinner in Iowa tonight. We'll have their stories and more when we return. Well, two Floridians dueling in Des Moines. Former President Donald Trump and the man closest to him at the polls, though it is a wide margin, Governor Ron DeSantis, taking the stage to speak to the Iowa Republican Party tonight at its annual Lincoln Dinner, they call it. Both of them getting a lot of enthusiasm. Fox 13's Chris Cato joins us now with a recap of their messages. And candidates here are trying to refocus after a bit of a bumpy week, I guess.
It hasn't been the best for either of these two, but they're reshifting now, recalibrating in Iowa, such an important early voting state. You know, obviously former President Trump having the news come out last night about new charges in the classified documents case against him. And Florida Governor Ron DeSantis shedding a lot of his campaign staff and kind of recalibrating as he aims to recapture some momentum. Now, Trump will take his campaign to Pennsylvania tomorrow, while DeSantis is going to stay in Iowa on his bus tour. Today, Trump also reacted to those new federal charges that were filed against him yesterday in the classified documents case. He posted on social media saying, quote, "This is textbook third world intimidation by rabid, lawless prosecutors." Allie, Mark?
Time will tell there for sure. Chris, thanks. So Hunter Biden is also facing some serious charges. Investigators say he failed to pay more than $1 million in federal taxes.
And now he admits he made almost $700,000 from his association with a company backed by the Chinese Communist Party, contradicting denials by his father. As Fox's Jackie Heinrich reports, the president is poking fun at a possible impeachment inquiry by the Republicans.
Jackie, thanks. We have a sad update tonight. This young woman who said that she made up her own kidnapping is now facing charges. Carly Russell, remember, she surrendered to police and now faces charges of falsely reporting an incident to police. Her story captured nationwide attention when she disappeared earlier this month after she claimed that she saw a toddler wandering on an interstate in Alabama. Well, a desperate search for her ensued. She returned home more than 49 hours later, saying she was kidnapped. Police couldn't find any evidence of any kidnapping, though. In a statement through her attorney, Carly apologized to the community for her actions. It is not clear yet where she went during those 49 hours. And a judge is going to soon decide whether a teenage shooter will have the possibility of parole. Remember Ethan Crumbley? He's the one who shot and killed 4 students and wounded several others at a Michigan school in 2021. He pleaded guilty to first-degree murder, but since he was only 15 at the time, the Supreme Court ruled that life without parole is unconstitutional for juveniles. So at a hearing today, the judge heard from witnesses.
I just prayed, and I covered my head because I didn't know if those were my last moments.
Yeah, the court also looked at his internet search history and saw text messages about the desire to drown children. His defense team says he dealt with unchecked mental illness and a difficult home life. His parents were also charged with involuntary manslaughter. Prosecutors claim they left the gun accessible and ignored red flags.
Well, months after he was shot in the head while responding to a mass shooting in Louisville, Kentucky, this officer here is now headed home. That's Nicholas Wilt. He spent the last 100 days in the hospital. He went through brain surgery and spent a month on a ventilator. But tonight, he's home. Wilt had just graduated from the police academy 11 days before the shooting at Old National Bank. 5 people died. Several others were injured. He was one of the first responding officers on scene and ran toward the gunfire without hesitating. Wilt says he is most looking forward to a big steak dinner this weekend. His family says he'll do whatever he wants.
Still to come tonight here at 10:30, this is something doctors don't see every day. A gator needing to get a CT scan at the hospital. But they made it work. We'll show you how when we return.
A rare treat for some Bay Area kids and their older friends. What the Tampa Bay Lightning are doing for Big Brothers Big Sisters tonight at 11. Here's what's coming up tonight, all new at 11. You know, the key to chess is protecting the queen. Well, this girl is the queen. You'll see how she's playing her pawns just right and making history, too.
Best way you can put it is it's the caviar of the South.
Oh, feast your eyes on a staple of the South, a delicacy from the dirt, a salty, savory, sometimes spicy snack. Got to find out how boiled peanuts landed in our Finding Old Florida series tonight on the Fox 13 11 o'clock news. How about those, Allie?
Oh, they look delicious. Can't wait to see it. All right, Chris, thanks. Well, this is new tonight at 10, possibly new ever. Not something you see every day, right? That's a gator getting a CT scan. This is happening at the University of Florida's College of Veterinary Medicine. I mean, imagine trying to wrestle this sucker into the vet. 400 pounds. Why did it all happen? Well, Fox's Marlissa Goldsmith shows us how the vets did it.
All righty, coming up in sports, the Bucks, they have put in 3 days of work at training camp. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit of a breather for this team. So what does the head coach take away from his team's vibe through the early stages of camp? We'll find out next. And the road has been a slog for the Rays all season long. Well, get ready to dial up 9 in a row away from the Trop. That starts tonight in Houston. Try to get off that schneid. We have highlights against the Stros next.
Whether you're new to Florida or you've been here your whole life, we all need to be ready for hurricane season. The most important thing is to have a plan to keep your family safe. And when it comes to coverage, nothing matches the experience of Fox 13's meteorologist and the power of Fox 13's Sky Tower radar.
We are coming down to the last 2 months of the regular season, and it won't be an easy road for the Rays, quite literally, as most of the Rays' remaining games will be on the road. They have not had a winning road trip since April, and they kicked off a long 9-game trip here tonight, starting in Houston. So we are just in the early stages of camp, Paul. I know that they start these things at 8:30 in the morning, and it's still not cool enough.
Get a hydrate for sure. It's tough out there. It could be 85 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning. Storms, look at that little light show off in the distance. The downtown Tampa cam is pointing southwest, and just offshore, there's a couple of cells that are putting out some pretty good lightning. So if you're watching me, Anna Maria, southern Pinellas, you can probably look out over the water and see some pretty good thunderstorms that continue to kind of parallel the coastline. 80 from downtown Tampa. Those showers and storms mainly stay offshore. A lot of street flooding, a lot of urban flooding today. These were slow-moving storms that really developed along a sea breeze boundary and outflow collisions. We had a lot of sunshine this morning, and all that sun did was make the atmosphere unstable. So slow-moving storms. The jackpot today, Northern Hillsborough, sections of Pasco, 3 to 5 inches. It continued all the way up into Citrus, Hernando. Then a big open gap, and then thankfully some rain down in Sarasota County where they need it, but still open gaps in Manatee. Hopefully tomorrow we fill in some of those gaps. Here's the light show offshore. Rain near Anna Maria that could sneak Egmont Key in southern Pinellas, but a lot of lightning just off the coast of Manatee and Sarasota counties. 70s to near 80 right now. Temps overnight not really moving all that much. We got light winds. Sea breeze boundaries produce additional storms tomorrow. Some of the rain will be heavy. Lows tonight, 75 to 80, and then highs tomorrow, per typical, running in the low to mid-90s. Looking ahead, mid-August, above normal temps and near normal precipitation. We're back in a bit.
Well, there's now a high faculty turnover going on at New College in Sarasota, but Governor Ron DeSantis has shrugged off those recent reports. In fact, the governor appointed conservative members to the school's Board of Trustees earlier this year. During a speech this week, the governor addressed higher education changes like efforts to rid state colleges and universities of diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives.
You need universities to fulfill the traditional mission of a university, the pursuit of truth, academic rigor, preparing our students to be citizens of our republic. They are not meant to indoctrinate students in political ideology. That is not a good use of taxpayer funds.
After Governor DeSantis' appointments, New College trustees ousted the former school president and replaced her with interim president Richard Corcoran. He is the former state education commissioner. Meantime, a family is getting a brand new start thanks to Habitat for Humanity. We're going to show you their new home because it is good stuff, and it's next.